Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the different financial products and instruments that everyone needs to be familiar with as they progress through their financial life. I'll be separating these financial products into three different parts. Today's will cover your everyday banking needs, so this will include your checkings and savings accounts and credit cards, along with a couple tips and tricks to save on fees and my list for what I think the best accounts are out there that everyone should be taking advantage of. In a future video, we'll tackle the debt and loan products, and then lastly, the investment products. So it'll be a three-part series. So a very quick and brief intro for people that are not familiar with checking accounts. Basically what they are used for: paying your bills, transferring funds between your checking and savings, or maybe your checking to your investments accounts or loans, depositing your paychecks if you're still getting a physical piece of paper from your company, or if you have direct deposits, they can usually go straight into your checking account. So I just coined it, basically it's your spending money account. Everything usually ends up going through the checking account at one point, it comes in and it goes out. All right, so first we've got our basic checking and savings accounts under the everyday banking products. That will be these two right here, and then we'll have the credit cards. I will have tabs all set up here so we can go into them for the checkings, savings, and credit cards. Next, we've got your savings accounts. Basically, what people do with your savings accounts is this is someplace you keep your money to earn interest, and interest is what the bank pays you to keep your money there. So if the bank is paying a 1% interest, if you deposit $100 in that account and you keep it there, then the bank will pay you $1 for that year. A lot of people also use these as goal accounts because at certain institutions, there's no real limit on how many bank accounts you can have. So in order for budgeting or in order for people to hit their goals, they will designate an account as a car account or a down payment account or a vacation account. And they'll just put money in there. Hopefully the bank will pay them a little bit of interest on that to help people save and to reach their goals. But that's typically what a savings account is used for. Okay, and then next we have credit cards. So the credit cards, basically you're eligible once you're 18. And when you sign up for a credit card and you use it properly, you start building credit. What building credit means is everyone that is over the age of 18 will have a credit score. And this score basically indicates how trustworthy you are when you go to ask big companies for a loan. So if you're looking to buy a car, usually people will need a loan to buy the car. And so based on your credit score, your income, and a multitude of other factors, the company will take a look and deem you worthy or not worthy of getting the loan. I will have a video that talks a lot about credit building, how to do it properly and fast to get your credit score up. But that'll be for another video. And another benefit of that is obviously you get to spend money without paying right away. Usually credit cards will give you a 30-day grace period. So if you buy something on January the 1st, you won't have to pay till your next statement cycle, which for some people is on the 1st or the 15th, depending on how they have it set up when they sign up. But usually you are not paying that money right away. And a really nice part that I like, of course, is you get to earn points and rewards on your spending. So for every $100 you spend, your credit card might give you 1% back, or you might get it in points so that you can redeem it for travel, that kind of stuff. So I've broken it down into a couple categories based on people's general needs as to what might be the best bank account for the particular category. Best no-fee checking account, best student banking account, and best premium all-in-one, which has, all the bells and whistles. So if we take a look at the best no-fee checking account here, we can go to EQ Bank. So they offer unlimited free checks and transactions, and Interac e-transfers are free up to a limit of 5. This one's actually a bit more of a 2-in-1 because what they do is they combine their checkings accounts and savings accounts into one account. So the amount that they're paying right now, if we go into their personal banking here, they're actually paying 1.5% interest rate right now on every dollar. And if you were to shop around and compare that with other types of big banks, they're paying not even a tenth of that. You're probably getting 0.05% or maybe 0.15% on your funds. So they're paying significantly more, as you can see that they advertise here, earn up to 30x more than other banks. They do also go over a couple things here. Like I said, you've got your no fees, so free bill payments. You don't have to keep a minimum balance in there. You could have $5 or up to the maximum of $200,000. Electronic funds transfers, Interac transfers. This thing is really cool. This free EQ to EQ transfers. I do use EQ Bank personally for myself. So the EQ to EQ transfer is cool. Basically, if the person you're sending money to also has an EQ Bank account, then what you can do is you can just transfer money directly into their account. They don't even really have to accept it. So for example, if I wanted to transfer $100 to a buddy of mine because I owe him something, let's say dinner, instead of doing an Interac e-transfer, I can just do an EQ to EQ transfer, transfer him the $100, and boom, it's in his account. The only real drawback of this account is that it's online only, so transferring money in and out sometimes does take some time. You can't just deposit a check like at a brick and mortar store and expect to use it right away. There are some holds as they verify the funds. So generally you're looking at anywhere between 2 to 4 business days, I find. If you're doing an electronic funds transfer, it's a little quicker. You're looking at probably 1 to 2 days. So just keep that in mind if that's something that, if this type of account interests you. I really like it because I don't like paying fees, and I like the fact that they're paying me really good interest on my money. This interest rate is even higher than some of the locked in GICs out there. So for me, I think that it's a no-brainer. I just have to make sure that the extra processing time I keep in mind. And if you ever do need money right away, you can always use this Interac e-transfer. You can e-transfer yourself, $3,000, and that covers pretty much anything that I'll need on an emergency basis. Next, we've got the Best Premium All-in-One. So this covers pretty much anything that you would ever need your bank account for. This is considered a premium checking account. So like many other premium accounts out there, there's perks like unlimited transactions, unlimited Interac e-transfers, free checks. But it does go a step or two further. I think the biggest advantage of this credit card, you can get a nice annual fee waiver on a credit card from Scotia on one of the premium credit cards, like the Scotia Gold Amex or Scotia Momentum Visa, which I'll show later on. It's worth a little bit more because I think those are actually really great credit cards, so you're getting better bang for the buck that way as well. Other banks do it as well. If you look at TD and BMO, they have a very similar offering on their premium accounts. Scotiabank, once again, offering some nice cash right now when you open up a new Ultimate package. So if you're interested, you can browse the terms and conditions here to get $300, which definitely would be pretty nice right now. On top of that, you still get your Scotia rewards if you are using your debit purchases. But if you're going to get a premium package and get the premium credit card, you should just spend money on the credit card because you'll earn points a lot faster that way. Nice little extra perk. You can earn an additional 0.1% on your Momentum Plus savings account. So they give you a nice little 0.1% bonus. What's actually really nice, and let's see if this right here. Safety deposit boxes. If you're not aware of what this is, basically it's a little box inside the bank in that, vault. If you look at, when you're watching movies, there's always that vault and there's a bunch of safety deposit boxes. So they actually offer you a nice annual fee waiver on your safety deposit box. And another cool perk, since it's also an investing channel, you actually get 10 free equity trades at Scotia iTrade in the first year. So Scotia iTrade is their brokerage division. So you get 10 free trades when it comes to buying stocks. Only for the first year, though. Now, obviously, because it is a premium bank account, they do charge quite a bit. I don't know if I saw the fee. Here we go. So $30.95 a month. It's obviously quite a bit. But the best part about stuff like this is if you can keep $5,000 in your checking account, or a combined balance of $30,000 across your checking account and the savings account, they actually waive this fee. So for $0, you can actually get all these services for free. This is something that I personally take advantage of, and I would definitely recommend, if you're able to, set aside some money to do that as well, because if you think about it, $30 a month times 12 is roughly about $360. If you are saving $360 on your $5,000, that is roughly equivalent to a 6 or 7% return on your money, and that's guaranteed, which is fantastic. That pretty much covers it for the checking accounts. One other thing I will say for the no fee checking account part of things is check with your local credit union. Credit unions vary by province to province, so everyone's going to have a bit of a different offering depending on where they are, but credit unions are a really great alternative if you don't want to sign up with the big banks, but you still want a brick and mortar store. Usually their accounts are pretty no fee. They might lose some of the bells and whistles like, unlimited Interac e-transfers, maybe checks aren't free, but if you're looking for a brick and mortar with a nice no fee, for the most part, bank account, check your local credit union, as they usually have some pretty good offering. Next, we've got savings accounts. I really don't think there's too many great options for savings accounts, unfortunately, right now. So my personal choice that I think is the best is still EQ Bank, for the reasons I stated earlier. High interest savings, you basically get a checking account along with it. So that's pretty great. Another notable option, if you're willing to play the interest lottery game, is Tangerine. So Tangerine is notorious for giving special promotions. And actually right now, just going on their site, I see that they're offering a promotion right now. So you can get up to 2.1% savings right now if you open up your first savings and checking accounts with them. And they've also got a nice $150 bonus right now. I find that usually the Tangerine savings account interest rate, while it's a very nice rate to start, it usually drops once you're past that 3-month or 6-month promo. So actually, you can see here right now, you'll earn 2.1% in your savings account for 5 months. Usually after that promo period, you'll have to, email them or call them to, threaten to change and to see if they can give you another bonus. So for me personally, I like the no hassle version of EQ, where they just give me 1.5% interest. I know that's a high rate. Sure, it's not as great as the bonus 2.1% promo period, but it saves me the hassle of calling in every 3 months or 6 months to try and haggle a better interest. And one quick thing to note, actually, for a lot of banks, it doesn't have to be a major bank, but a lot of the banks will offer stuff like get up to X amount of cash when you open up your account for the first time. I really think if you want some easy free money, definitely take advantage of it. Scotiabank has it, TD has it, Bank of Montreal has it. You saw Tangerine had it. All these can add up, and usually it's not uncommon for them to be about $300 each. So if you think about it, there's 5 main big banks. There's a bunch of little smaller banks. You could easily make an extra $1,000, $2,000 in cash by just opening up some bank accounts. I would say definitely read the offer details and the terms and conditions carefully, because sometimes for whatever reason they don't pay it out and you have to remind them to give you your money. But it's a great way to just make some free money. And if you're a student in college, an extra $1,000 or $2,000 might go a long way if you do all of them. All right, so last we've got the best credit cards. Very similarly, I've broken them down. We've got best cashback, best no fee, best travel, and best travel alternative. The reason why I put alternative is because the best travel is an Amex card, and not every single merchant takes Amex compared to something like MasterCard or Visa. So it's just a little alternative if you want something else. So if we go to the Scotia Momentum Visa, and I promise I'm not sponsored at all by Scotiabank. It'd be nice if I was, but I know I'm recommending quite a few of their products, but they just seem to have the best products around right now. And as you can see, right up front, the cashback card with the most awards in 2020. So the beauty of this card is they give you a ton of cash back, and they've got also a special offer right now. Earn 10% cash back on all purchases for the first 3 months, up to $2,000 in total purchases, plus no annual fee in the first year, including on supplementary cards. A welcome offer value of $350. So usually annual fee $120. Like I said, this can be waived with the ultimate banking package that we talked about earlier, where if you have that, you don't pay this $120. Now, for me, I use this card and I like it because these things, 4% back on groceries and recurring payments, really add up. And I find that usually in a year, and I'm not a big spender by any means, but usually in a year, I'm getting back anywhere between $350 to $600 in terms of cash back at the end of it all, which is a nice little chunk of change considering that's money that I would have spent anyway. So earning 4% back for every $1 you spend on grocery store purchases, that's easy, right? Everybody's got to get their groceries. And then recurring bill payments, so your Netflix, it looks like here, they've got a couple. For me, it's also stuff like my cell phone bill. That's definitely recurring, or back in the day before COVID, a gym membership, that's sometimes also recurring. So 4% back on those is awesome. 2% back on gas and daily transit. This used to be part of the 4%, which was, in my opinion, the absolute best. But they did downgrade the card a little bit, so now that's only 2%. It's not a huge deal, but it definitely would have been nice back when this was 4%. And then 1% back on everything else. So it's pretty standard. And like I said, for me, I think it's really great because if you get the ultimate package, you're paying no annual fee and you're getting an extra $350 to $600, at least for my spending. So if your spending is different, obviously you'll get different numbers back. It also does come with travel insurance, and this says new mobile device insurance. I've never used this while traveling, but I do know of someone who has, and it seems like it does work. So it's definitely a nice little perk. So next we have the best no-fee credit card. So it's Brim Financial. I've actually never used this card before, but their reviews have been pretty good, and the perks that they offer are honestly very good. You can see right now they're actually offering their World Elite card for $0. That's not the card that I'm showing you because there is technically an annual fee on it. But if you take a look at their no-fee card just by scrolling down, you get 1% back in points, which is, really good for a no-fee credit card. The cool thing actually with all their Brim cards is the 0% foreign transaction fee. So usually what happens is, for example, let's say you buy something that's $100 but most of your money is in Canadian. What credit cards do is they automatically exchange that purchase into Canadian. So right now, if the market is 100, if you're making a $100 purchase and the market rate is 1.3, usually the bank or credit card company will tack on an additional 2.5% to your purchase. So you're actually exchanging at 1.325. So as you can see on $100 transactions, you're paying an extra $2.50. If you're traveling abroad and you're spending some time there, usually a vacation could maybe set you back $1,000, or if it's an expensive one, maybe $3,000-$4,000. So now you're spending an extra $60 to $100 just purely on fees. So this 0% foreign transaction fee is actually really nice. You can see there are a couple other offerings here. Is pretty good as well. But for a best no fee credit card, this is kind of the one that we're looking up here. On top of the 1% back in points, they look like they've got a promo here, earn $200 in first time bonuses. And what's cool is Brim Rewards. That automatically gets you into the Brim Rewards. So you can earn points or more points at their partner vendors, which is actually really cool for a no-fee credit card. Next, we've got the best travel credit card. So the best travel credit card, like I said, in my opinion, we've got the Amex Cobalt card. This is really great because Amex offers so many rewards when it comes to travel on top of the points. Right now, they've got a little promo. It says here, earn up to 45,000 in bonus points. And those points are enough for $300 in statement credits redeemed towards travel purchases, $225 or $225 in Amex prepaid. So realistically, I mean, if you're traveling right now, if you sign up, that's an extra $450 right off the bat, which is pretty awesome. They go by a monthly fee structure, so you're looking at about $120 a year or $10 per month. It's nice because maybe you only want to travel for 3 to 6 months, so you sign up, redeem the bonus, get that $450 in free cash, and then you've got that, you're only paying $10 a month instead of paying that full annual fee on other cards. 5x in terms of points on food, drinks, and groceries. That's really high. What's nice is this includes, restaurants, bars, which usually when credit cards give promotions, they only do maybe groceries. But this one has food and drinks. You've got your travel, transit, and gas, and 1 point everywhere else. This roughly comes out to, a 2 to 3% return on average. As I said, you're looking, these are kind of the extra perks that Amex can provide that, other people won't. So if you click here, you can see the Cobalt perks. Oh. Doesn't look like they have anything going on right now. But in the past, you can kind of see some of the offerings they've had. Indigo, super popular. Amazon, super popular. And extra gas. So these will come and go when they offer them. But you've got here travel insurance, flight delay insurance, baggage. Look at, just a ton of insurance and protection for yourself while you're traveling. It's even got purchase protection plan insurance. These things are all really nice extras to have when you're talking about a nice premium credit card. Now, if you don't like Amex because you keep getting declined, since merchants don't really take Amex that often, you can stick with the tried and true. So Visa, I think that the best travel alternative is this new card by BMO actually. And I will say it actually looks pretty nice in my opinion. This brand new Eclipse Visa. So this card operates very similarly to the way the Amex card that we just went over does. It's basically Visa's copycat to that Amex Cobalt card. So $120 a year for the Visa Infinite. This one is really fancy here. They also have a very high threshold when it comes to minimum income. Now, most banks don't really check, but due to how high the annual fee is on this card, I would say if you get this credit card, you really have to make sure it is worth it for yourself. Look at this, $500 annual fee. So what I would stick with is probably just a regular Eclipse Visa Infinite. You're still getting really good rewards, 5x the points. Right now, you can earn 10% more points when you add an authorized user, so that's really sweet. And then you get a $50 annual lifestyle credit, which is a nice new kind of perk. You can see on here on BMO site that you can actually calculate, how many points you might get depending on how your spending goes. That's a nice, cool little feature just to see. But these will also come with your typical protections and concierge service like the Amex Cobalt does. So like I said, this card is very much a copy of just the Amex Cobalt, but it's offered by Visa. So that pretty much covers what I think, everyone should know when it comes to checking, savings, and credit cards. Like I said, there's a lot of different products and options out there. Definitely feel free to shop around. These are just my recommendations and my personal opinions after doing some research. But I'm going to put this in the description, of course, so that everybody can download this and play around with it themselves, or keep it just as a reminder when they're looking at signing up and comparing and contrasting with their own bank accounts. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you have any opinions, or a like and a sub, and I will chat with you guys next time.